Well, hello everyone. This is Mother Teresa grandstanding with you on tonight. Tonight is Tuesday. It is 7 o'clock, actually 7:01. So it's time to grandstand. On this week, we will be sharing a little bit of information about generosity and kindness. And as I often state when I first come on, just a quick disclaimer that as when I'm grandstanding, I'm Mother Teresa, the person, not the social worker or the mental health professional. I'm not acting in that stance. I am just grandstanding, giving you all a couple of my strategies and tips, something that would be helpful for you in your everyday life. So, again, as we grandstand on tonight, first of all, let me make sure that I turn off all of my social media things that might pop up other than what I'm currently on. How's your week been so far? Today is only Tuesday, so it's just yesterday, actually Sunday and today. But how has your week been? I hope that you've had a great week. I hope that you will continue to have a good week and that you will find yourself showing some generosity and kindness towards others on this week. As I stated on yesterday with my Monday morning motivation, that this is really when you're talking about being kind and you're talking about being generous, this is just a lifestyle. It should be a lifestyle, not just something that you wake up one day and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna show a little bit of kindness towards others. Or if that is what you're doing, well then good. I'm glad you've had a good weekend, my friend, Sister Lynetta. Sister Jones, I'm glad you're here with us on tonight. Like, comment, share, help me get the word out that Mother Teresa is grandstanding. So, welcome to those again who are joining me live, and then also for the ones that's going to watch this a little bit later, make sure that you put in that you are replaying this after the live, and then also, hello, honey. Thank you for always being here. I see lots of things popping up, but I can't see sometimes unless you make a post, a comment, I can't really see who's all on here. So again, if you're tuned in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so very glad that you're here. So let's get back to being kind and showing some generosity towards others. Again, this is my absolute most favorite time of the year. Not because it's my birthday, and my birthday, hint, hint, will be on the 21st of December. I will be the big 60. I am so very grateful for God blessing me to see my 60th birthday. And like the older people say, if the Lord says the same, December 21st, I will be 60 years old. Y'all, I know I don't look like I'm 60 years old, but I will be 60 years old. I can tell you a lot of days when I'm waking up lately, I definitely feel that I am getting older. You know, those bones, these are bones of mine. They don't do like they used to do, but I am so very grateful and so very thankful that I am still here. I am yet here, and I'm able to share with you all. I'm able to be here, be with my family, my loved ones, and God has given me another day on this planet Earth. So hopefully I can interact with others and do what God has destined me to do, which is to encourage other people to live a life that represents Him well. And in doing so, I am showing kindness towards my brothers and my sisters. Being kind doesn't cost anything, you all. It doesn't cost anything for us to be kind to each other and to other people. It doesn't cost us anything to show someone a little bit glimpse of kindness, of hope, to be charitable to other people. It doesn't cost us anything. All it costs you is effort. And guess what? If you're alive and breathing, you have the effort and you can do that. Sometimes all it takes is for you to speak a kind word to someone, and it can totally change their day. It can totally change the way that, that sometimes their outlook on things. You may totally change their outlook on life. We were talking today, and I had the opportunity of being with my student wellness interventionist, and we were providing services to a group of students in our school district. And one of the student wellness interventionists, she, shared with me, she said, Miss Caldwell, she said, I can tell that some of these kids have given up. They don't have any hope. They don't have what is needed to keep moving forward. They've kind of given up, and they think that others, the adults, have given up on them. And so as we were closing, getting ready to finish up our day, as I was talking to the staff and I was just sharing with my team, I was like, you all know what? You all are the reason that these kids can have hope again. You all are the reason that I know that some of these kids' lives can be turned around. You all are in a prime location, in a position to speak words of life over these children, into their circumstances, into their situations, and give them hope again. Because I tell you, when you lose hope, you lose everything. You lose the desire to go forward. You lose the desire sometimes to live. You lose the desire to be nice and kind towards other people. You lose the desire to do a lot of great things had you had that feeling of, I can do it. Guess what? And so when she shared that with me, and I was sharing that with my people at the end, I pretty much let them know, I need you all to continue to do what you're doing, but also take it up a notch. When we come back from the Christmas holidays, when we see these young people again, I need you to take it up a notch. And I need you all to let those young people know that, hey, you are their person. Because we have often heard that it only takes one person in a young person's life, or in someone else's life. We can definitely make a difference. We can definitely make a difference in that person's life. And sometimes it's just only one person that's needed. Okay? Just that one person that is needed. And guess what? You can be that one person. It may not necessarily be in a young person's life, but it could be in a family member's life. Just make a difference to somebody. Make a difference to somebody who they know that you are their go-to person. Whenever it feels like the world has beat them up, guess what? They should know that I can always count on you, Shell. That I can always count on you, Boris, Candace, Sister Lynetta, and anybody else that's on here. I can always count on you. So you be that person that is demonstrating that love, that kindness, that, being generous and being accepting of those, the people in your lives. We often talk about unconditional love or unconditional positive regard for individuals. That means that no matter what they do, no matter what mistakes that they may make in their life, that you're going to be there for them. You're going to be that person that's going to push them, that's going to encourage them, that's going to tell them that, hey, guess what? You may have made a mistake, but it's okay. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but guess what? You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay down. You don't have to just waddle in it. Get up and let's try this thing again, okay? But so you love them unconditionally. You love them without any hesitation. Hello, Sister Roberts. You love them and you encourage them and you let them know that you are that one person. And so when we can love like that, when we can show people love like that, guess what, guys? We are showing people that, first of all, we are definitely people of God. Thank you, Candace. For those of you who are that person, thank you for being that person. Thank you for sharing that. And I agree. For those of you that are that person, thank you. Thank you for being that person. And guess what? If you are that person for someone else, and if they haven't told you thank you, I'm telling you thank you. Candace is telling you thank you. They may not ever say thank you, but your deeds and your actions, keep doing it. Keep being that one person for that individual. And guess what? Just like I shared with you all last week, sometimes we need a person. Sometimes we need that one person that we can go to and we can vent and we can share all of our ups and downs and our disappointments and our, the things that we have tried in life. Maybe it's some of our failures. And when we think about a failure, guess what? Don't let that one thing take you out. Get back up and try again, okay? But you need that one person that maybe you need to be able to go to and say, hey, I just want to talk to you, and I want to talk to you, and I just need you to listen. I just need you to listen. I don't need any condemnation. I don't even really need you to say anything back to me sometimes. I just need you to listen. And if you can find that one person, guess what? You found a treasure. You have definitely found a treasure. So when we're talking about, and all of this works together when we're talking about being kind and being generous. Some people may say, well, what's the difference in kindness? Hello, Aunt Teddy. Some people may say, well, what's the difference with being kind and being generous? It is a difference. We can be kind. We can just have a kind heart and we can be kind, but then also generosity means a little bit more. I think I talked about giving of yourself, your resources and your time, your talents and all of those things. We need to be a little bit more generous and more freely in being able to give those things and share what we have been blessed with. Let me tell you all, some of you all have been blessed with some amazing gifts and talents that God has gifted you with. And sometimes when we are those people, or you all are those people who've been gifted with that, find somebody to share it with, okay? Be generous with your gifts. Be generous with your talents. And guess what? Be generous with your resources. And sometimes when we think about it and we say, okay, our resources, okay, that means our money. But sometimes the resources are not necessarily money. Okay. That's just what sometimes we think about it as being just a resource, is your money. But even if that is the case, sometimes you need to be generous with your resources, with your money. Be able to share. There is so many nonprofits out there. You got to be careful though. But there are so many organizations that are in need of financial assistance. Right now, there are so many different people that are doing, and companies and churches and organizations that are having toy drives. And you may say, well, what can I give? I may need something for my own children or my own grandchildren. But guess what? We can go to the store and we can pick up a fairly, if you don't have much funds, go and pick up a, inexpensive toy and donate it. Donate that toy to an organization that is doing a toy drive. I'm not asking you to go and spend $500. I'm not even asking you to spend $50. But if you can afford to do so, be a blessing to an organization or church or a nonprofit, or if you know of someone in your neighborhood or your family or your church. Let me tell you all, for those of you all that live in neighborhoods where there are lots of children, you all can, and if you pay attention, you can probably notice those children that probably could use a little bit of assistance. Okay? You can probably tell if there is a single mom, or she may not even be a single mom. It may be a two-parent household. But you may be able to look at those kids and say, hey, those kids look like they could use a little bit of assistance, okay? We're not asking you to get in their business. You don't have to be a social worker to do this. We're not asking you to get in their business, but we're just asking you to be observant. And then if you are observant, then act. So ask that parent or ask those parents, hey, do you mind? God has blessed me to be a blessing, so I want to bless your family. So see what they say. You may be surprised at what they say. And then also, for those of you all that attend church, guess what? You know some of those families that are at your church. You've been seeing them all along. You've been seeing them all along. So you know who some of those families are. You may see those little kids who may have on the same clothes every Sunday, the same shoes every Sunday. Guess what? It's okay to be a blessing to them. I like what Shell says. She said, Laura and I share our time wrapping gifts at Blue Santa, which helps the community. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Blue Santa is a great organization. My family and I typically assist with that same organization here in our city of Baytown. Candace said, "Be a human. Be a human." You're absolutely right. And that's what it's all about. Humankind, mankind. Just notice things and then act on them. Okay. And like I said, sometimes when you notice things, act on it. Okay. Some people are a little bit prideful. So you may have some people that say, you know what, I really don't need that. And they can say, give it to somebody who really needs it. And I'm going to tell you all, don't always confuse a person who is well dressed, seems like they are well put together. Don't confuse them with always having it all together. Because guess what? We all know how to put on a mask. We all know how to fake it until we can make it. But let me tell you, sometimes you have families that are all seem like they're all put together, seem like they got everything going on just right, but they may be struggling. They may be really, really struggling. They may be that family who, they make sure that they have nice clothes on, but guess what? They may not have purchased them from a store, from a high, a high price or high end store. They may like to thrift shop, like me, and go and find different things that cost a little bit of nothing, but still have the tags on them. Okay. So they may look like $1,000, but they may have spent only $29.99 for that whole outfit that they have on, because they know how to use their money and go to thrift stores or different things like that, or they know how to find that clearance rack. Come on, y'all. We know about the clearance rack. So that clearance, aisle or whatever, when you go into the store, that's one of the first things you're looking for. Because if you're like me, I'm always looking for a bargain. But they may not have everything that you may think that they have, just simply based upon what they look like, their outer appearance. But that could be the very one who needs some assistance. That could be the very family that needs your kindness and your generosity. They may need a helping hand. And when we talk about a helping hand, guess what? We're talking about a helping hand to give them a hand up, not necessarily a hand out, but a hand up. And sometimes all we need, you're right, Melissa, and I see Sister Betty on here and Gary Watson. So thank you all for joining it with us. But you're absolutely right. And that is so true, that sometimes a person just need a hand up. And guess what? They may only need that assistance one time. They may only need one time, because this could be the Christmas that they were unexpectedly laid off of their job. That's unexpectedly lost their only source of income. Or if it's a two-parent family, then maybe one of the husband or the wife, they lost their income. And so now where they used to have two incomes, they only have that one. And so their lifestyle hasn't changed. Their house note or their rent hasn't went down. If they have a car or two car payments, that hasn't changed. The utility bills, they haven't changed. The amount of groceries that they need, that hasn't changed. But guess what? Their income has. So we all know somebody. I'm going to just be honest. We all know somebody. And I just challenge you to not only during this Christmas season, but any time that God puts a need or puts a family or someone in your spirit, be obedient and bless them. I can't tell you the number of times, and I'm not boasting or bragging, I'm just sharing what God has done for us. But there have been many young people not just young people, but I'm just talking about the younger people right now in my former church, that God would say, bless them, give them some money. They are college students, or they may just be, young people, or it could be, just individuals within the church. And I want to share this. This one time, he just really moved up on me to give this individual some money. And it was a kind of a large sum of money. But looking on the outside of this person, remember I told you about the people that's got it all together on the outside, but then they are also lacking, or they may be needing some financial assistance. When I tell you this lady, this young lady was always, and when I say always, I mean always put together from her head to her feet. Always put together. But God said, bless her. And I'm going to tell you, the very first thing that came to mind was like, her, because I'm used to God telling me to bless someone. But I was like, her, because I was thinking she doesn't need it. There's another person that I know that really needs it. But God said, no, bless her. And I did that. I was obedient, and I gave it to what God asked me to give her, or told me to give her. And let me tell you, the response, first of all, she was very, very surprised. And the response was, sister, I did not have money to buy food. I did not know how I was going to feed my family. Now, I'm looking and thinking, wow, okay. But that was her response. I'm not going to go into any more of the details, but she needed that. She would not have probably ever asked anyone, because she don't want people in her business like that. She probably never would have asked anyone for that. But because I was obedient, I believe that's why God continues to bless my family and bless us to continue to be givers. So be obedient. When God gives you something to do for somebody, please do it. You don't know how much of a blessing that you may be to that individual. But in turn, by you blessing that person, or by why you being obedient, God is going to answer some of the unspoken prayer requests and some of the spoken prayer requests that you have. I believe that what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. He will do it. He's done it so many times in our lives that what we need, sometimes, you hear people say you can't pay your way out of debt. I do believe that we can give our way into a better place. I do believe that by giving to others and sowing a seed, especially a sacrificial seed, that God honors that. So please continue to do that. And I know some of you may be preaching to the choir right here. And thank you, Net. She said, you're talking good. Okay, I'm on the right track. I may be preaching to the choir because this is probably what you do every day. Okay, this is what you do. This is just who you are. So continue to do that. Find those people that need you. And then in turn, God is going to make sure that your business is taken care of. For those of us who have businesses and who are trying to do, some things on the side, I know a couple of people that are on this live right now. You have your own businesses, ranging from various things. But and it's we have our small business as well. But I do believe that I know not to despise small beginnings. And so, but when you bless others in business, God will bless your business. When you bless others and when you continue to bless God and you continue to honor God and you're faithful with a little bit, God takes that little bit and he turns it into much, you all. I've seen it done time and time again. Sometimes we can't even begin to explain how God blesses us. When we're talking about being kind and generous, we serve a kind and a generous God. And when I tell you that there have been times in our lives that God has taken the little bit that we've had and he made it and turned it into much. We can't explain it. We can't explain how the bills were paid. We couldn't explain, and this is during our lean times. And if you all are like me, we've had some lean times. I don't know of anybody personally that I can say haven't experienced lean times. And so, but when you do experience those lean times, you appreciate when they're not so lean. So let me just say it like that. But for the business owners, pray over your businesses. Pray over the things that you are trying to do, and you honor God with what you have. You honor God with your business, and eventually that little will become much. Okay, that little will become much. And also, when I were talking about the gifts and the talents and the things that we have, God also gave it to me several years ago, is to use what you have in your hand. And I thought about that, and I was like, God, what do I have in my hand? I realize, you all, I have a lot of things in my hand. And when I say my hand, I don't necessarily mean my physical hand. But what do we have in our possessions that we can bless others with, that we can build businesses with, that we can generate income with? Many of you all are sitting. I shared about my book, okay, and this is one of them. Many of you all have books that have been there. It's waiting to be written. Many of you all have songs that have waiting to be sung. Many of you all have so many different things that is just waiting to be put forth. Don't continue to sit on those things. Go ahead, get them out of your hands and get them out to the world so the world can enjoy them. I know that I talk about my daughter and her husband, my son in love, Teddy, Soul Peppers. You all, I think we are some of the biggest. My grandson TJ calls us ambassadors of Soul Peppers. And my other daughter, Candace, has her business. She does a lot of the social media and marketing and different things like that, and does an excellent job. I'm waiting for her to continue to push forward with her business, but with 4 little babies, and it takes some time. But so I want to make sure that 38 give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give unto you. I know I couldn't read the rest of that, but thank you, honey. Thank you for sharing that, because that is so true. That is so true. Be an ambassador. Be an ambassador to the people in your lives that have small businesses. Be an ambassador to those that you can help push and help carry the message that they are trying to get out. Be that person for a young person that you are their person, that person that they can go to and talk to. Be the person that someone can say, I know I can always count on so and so to listen to me, to give me a word of encouragement, to not judge me, but that is kind, that will listen to me. Be that person. So when we're talking about kindness and generosity and all of those things, guess what? You all have everything within you to be that person. And I just want to say, I have enjoyed you all tonight. Love the encouragement. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Melissa. Another one of my classmates, and Shell. These are my classmates. Thank you all so very much. Just give a person a smile. That goes a long way. And it costs you nothing, Shell. You're exactly right. Give them a smile. And if you all haven't been tuning in, thank you, Shell, for saying that. If you haven't been tuning in to December Smiles, this is something that I do for the full month of December, is I share the different things that make me smile. And so if you haven't been tuning in, please join in with me. I hope you all have a great night. Thank you all for grandstanding with Mother Teresa. And Michelle, thank you. Miss Verdun, thank you for joining in with us. Betty, thank you so much for joining in with us. You all, I'm trying. All I can say is I am trying my best to do what God has asked me to do, is to take this platform and try to be encouraging, to try to spread the good news in only the way that I know how to do it. And so this is what God has asked me to do, and I'm going to do it regardless if I have 1, 14, 25, 125, whatever. Another classmate of ours said something about, I wish that you would go viral because everybody needs to hear the message of hope and encouragement that you're giving. And I'm going to just tell you, I can only give you all what God has given me. And so again, I appreciate everyone who's leaving nice words and thumbs up and hearts and all of this. Thank you all so very much for grandstanding with Mother Teresa. I appreciate you all. I look forward to seeing you all on next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Bring a friend, share the live, tell people that they need to join in and see what this old lady over here is talking about. Okay, y'all have a great night. Bye-bye, everybody. Let's get some music on. Thank you, Miss Verdun. Thank you so very much. Happy holidays to you too, Sister Jones. It's going to be a great year. Good night, everybody.